You need to be able to describe how these electromagnetic waves are used for communications. We've got radio, microwave, infrared, and visible light. So let's start at radio waves, which is the longest wavelength. And radio waves are used in, well, obviously radio and also for television, broadcasts and transmissions. Microwaves are used in mobile phone networks, and microwaves are also used for satellite communications. I've just put comms. For example, satellite TV. Infrared is used in remote controls for your television or your hi-fi. Remote controls. And it's also used in optical fibers. To transmit information in the form of pulses of light, of infrared light or even visible light. Both are used in optical fibers. A visible light is used in photography for communication purposes. Great, so there are some of uses for these electromagnetic waves, and just a couple of notes. First of all, microwaves for mobile phones, there is a safety question hanging over that, because microwaves can heat body tissue, can be absorbed by body tissue. There is a question mark here, safety question mark. We need more research. And microwaves can also travel through the atmosphere, and that's why they're used in satellite communications. Remember that infrared is given out by all hot objects. The hotter the objects are, the more infrared they give out. And remember that visible light is, you can remember Roy G. Biv. That's for the spectrum of light. Roy G. Biv. Red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, violet, where red is the longest wavelength and violet is the shortest wavelength. And that spectrum forms a continuous spectrum with the colors melding into each other as you go along. Okay, let's have a quick peek at optical fibers just before we finish this flashcard. So here's an optical fiber, or bunch of optical fibers, and we can send thousands and thousands of pulses every second along each fiber to carry information. And what we would typically do is, or the way that it works, is that each fiber has a glass core surrounded by a cladding, which doubles as a protective cladding. So we've got a glass core, very optically pure glass core, and we can send a light ray or infrared ray into the fiber, and it will reflect off the inside surface and keep reflecting, and this process is called total internal reflection. And the advantages of fiber optics is that we can carry a lot of information, a lot more information than radio, because it's much shorter wavelength, and it's more secure. Because waves from radio waves can be transmitted everywhere, then people can pick up those transmissions and intercept sensitive transmissions. Whereas along a fiber optic or an optic fiber, it's much more difficult to intercept. You would have to actually tap into that fiber in order to pick up the pulses of light and then decode them to find out what the conversation was saying. So there are some applications of these electromagnetic waves, and you need to be able to describe the uses.